So on today's video we're going to talk about how I ended up working with Douglas. Stay tuned, I'll tell you more. So, Douglas, how did that all come about? That was actually a recommendation from Monk Dave. Obviously, I'd got to know Dave when we toured together with The Unknown. And obviously he knew that I worked for a company that could make CDs, and the band Douglas were kind of looking for someone to help them press. Obviously I was aware of Douglas because they'd obviously done some singles on Speeder Wax, split singles on Speeder Wax, so they'd also done a CD called Persona, which I really liked, on a label called GFY. So the guys from the band contacted me, and basically I said, well, I can help you get this pressed. I think they were very keen to do it in sort of like the printed wallet like we've been doing on a few of our releases by that point. And I said, well, I could go in for some of the pressing, we could put it on Boss Tuneage. So it was a co-release with the band's own 2359 label. So I think phase 2 was never actually intended to be released, it was just purely a demo, but I think that the band had a tour coming and they were short of stock, and so they wanted to do a CD quickly of it for that tour. So that's how Monk had asked them to call me. So so I ended up doing it, and I said, look, I can help, if you want to have some for the tour and I'll just do the rest mail order, then we can go percentages on the pressing of it. So I think we did 500 from memory, and I think I had 150 of them and they had about 350 for the tour. So it was a very quick, and it just suited both sides at the same time, I guess, for them. So it was never really intended to be released in that format, but that's what ended up happening, and that's how phase 2 came about. But there was never any plans to do anything else with Douglas. It was just one of those where it sort of happened to land on my desk at work through a friend's recommendation, and I thought, well, I could help out and perhaps press some, put this on Boss Tuneage as well. So that's what we did. But the band did actually do some more stuff a bit later on. So another release on Gravity Dip, I think, later on, 2003, 2004 time possibly. So it's another little short video because there isn't a lot to add. It was one of those where it was just, you'll find that there were a few bands that, approached me because of my day job and getting CDs pressed, that I kind of just jumped in and said, well, I can help and I'll do it on the label, if it was a band I liked. So there were a few bands over the time that's happened with, and Douglas were one of those. And the songs were actually later included. They re-released Persona as like a comp, and those tracks were actually put on as bonus tracks on that. On Gravity Dip, I think a couple of years later possibly. We're into 2001 now, by the time of this, so it came together really, really quickly. I think they perhaps contacted me 7 or 10 days, maybe a fortnight before the tour was starting, so we really turned it around quickly to have it for the tour for them. But yeah, I was really pleased to do it, and that was my only brief sort of release that we ever intended to do with Douglas. It was just purely to help them out on that tour. But yeah, I'm really pleased that I was involved in it. That's it for this one. See you on the next one.